When I was a kid, the warnings were, don't eat dirt, look both ways, and don't swim for an hour and 45 years after you ate something.
30 minutes after you eat something.
Whatever, that's all lies.
No. Now this is serious enough, and everybody knows a bunch of different apps that can get your kids into trouble, but there's a group that are so serious now, the local police have actually put out a specific warning bulletin for parents explaining what they are and why they're so serious.
Here in Salt Lake?
This is pretty scary. Now there's a few, actually I think I know almost all of these, but I had no idea. Bumble is similar to Tinder, but it requires women to make the first contact. And what they're finding when they're running into some trouble with this, kids have been using Bumble to create fake accounts and falsify their age. It's all very easy. Live.me is a live streaming video app that uses geolocation to share videos.
Oh no.
So people can track down
where
your children are to make this video. Ask FM is apparently the brand new cyberbullying darling. It encourages users to ask anonymous people to ask them questions. And they said it's been incredibly severe for bullying. And then they're able to track down who was supposedly supposed to be anonymous and go after them.
Now Snapchat I've heard of.
Well, that's one of the most popular apps at all for 20-somethings. I mean, totally. But it takes a video or a photo and it disappears. But there's recent features, including stories that allow them to view the content for up to 24 hours. The problem is it also lets users see your location. All
right, so my question is there a master list someplace?
There is. There's one more that's really, really important that I think every parent should know. It's Calculator. There's several secret apps, but this one's especially serious. It hides photos, videos, files, browser history. So even if you're checking your kid's phone regularly,
right?
Because you check history. What are you doing? Who you've been talking to? It allows them to hide all of that. It even includes a section where it does a separate texting section that you wouldn't see on your kid's phone ordinarily.
Just thought of a new business.
Yeah.
You set up a new business. You have a small storefront. You bring your kid's phone to them.
And they go through
because
it.
if you're not like super, adapt to this, how are you going to find a secret file? You bring it to the experts. You sit there. They go through and they say there's no problem. Or they say,
you know who should we talk to about this?
Who?
Dan Young down at PC Laptops.
That's true. We should.
I bet he's got a solution for this.
Bet he's got something he could run through the.
Exactly.
Right? Hey, that's a good idea.
We're going to put this complete police bulletin up on Facebook for you and also on the Todd and Erin dailystream.com. Go take a look at it. It's important to get to know what the apps are and get used to them. And while there are new ones popping up every day, at least we can all know the worst ones. So at least gives us a start.
And forget about what the idea I just told. Forget. Ninja mind control. Forget. I'm calling Dan right after the show.
I think so too.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Very good.
All right. So what are we cooking today?
Back in the kitchen, and I think it's time for.
In the kitchen.
I think it's me. I think it's. But good for you for recognizing it.
Thanks, honey.
Wow.
Have the cold box behind us.
Where did that come from? I think it's time for a little honesty. My meatballs suck. They do. My meatballs suck. First of all, hi and welcome. I have never been a person who has cooked a lot of Italian food. All my friends did that for me. And because of that, here I am at the age of, and I can't make a decent meatball, which is the weirdest thing. Don't you? I mean, I experiment with, next week it's cow tongue. Why don't I have a meatball recipe? So I went and found one, and we're going to make it today. And the weird thing about this one is they're in the oven. You cook them in the oven. So I'm going to show you the whole deal. First, let me show you the list of favorites. The regular suspects. We've got chili peppers. We've got oregano. We've got breadcrumbs. We've got Parmesan, and we've got garlic. Whoo, do we have garlic? Now we have beef stock as well, salt and pepper, of course. So what we're going to do is going to combine this so that you know what I'm doing. I'll have a list of ingredients as well. So cookie trays, basically cooking trays. I'm going to do them on these. I'm going to put the oven 350, 20 to 25 minutes, and let's put them all together. Now I know I'm going to say ground beef, but I really want to say hamburger because when I grew up on the East Coast, hamburger was ground beef. So every time I say it, my friends give me stuff about it. So if I say hamburger, it's because of my upbringing. It's my parents' fault, not mine. Now, a lot of people actually put different meats together with pork and stuff like that, which is great. This is just going to be ground beef. Okay, let's go get the beef. One of the weird things that I found about this recipe, remember we're going to do it in the oven, is milk. Now, first of all, you have to realize that I'm not doing 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm doing a little bit more, and that's because I don't want to cook every day. Plus, I can freeze them. So, follow the instructions and the measurements that I gave you. Milk. Did you ever think? I know a lot of you are going, yeah, stupid Todd. Yeah, we do. I did not know that. Eggs. Rim shot. The right sound. And now we're just going to put it all together. Here's the parsley. It's actually the only fresh ingredient in it. The rest of it is oregano. Let's see. I'm going to use that later. That's fine. Garlic, that comes off the tray. My dog is barking. Hey, dog. It's one thing to have the kids out of the house and blame it on them, but Gil, come here. Excuse me for a second. Gil, come here. Come here, bud. Gil, come here. Come here. You okay? Thanks for protecting me from the monsters. Good job. Go. Go lay down. Hi, I'm back. A lot of people would restart the show at this point. Screw that. Breadcrumbs. And then the fun part. I wish Zoe was here because she loves this part. And I'm going to do some salt and some fresh pepper because stale pepper just doesn't work. If you can tell the difference, I'll give you $1. Now, do this because the guests get really concerned if you don't wash your hands first. Now, usually, I realize that this is not the most entertaining thing that you could watch online. And usually, I would get up and I'd turn the cameras off and I'd go to a different shot. Fortunately, I'm not going to touch my equipment with these hands because that would be gross. So I'm going to sit here and do this and you guys can just hang out. Mixing is really important. But also the warning is don't overwork the hamburger. It makes them tough. The ground beef when you make the meatballs. See how I'm doing here at the bottom? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we'll do this. I know there's a lot of Italian moms out there just dying right now. But that's the thing about cooking. That's the thing about cooking for me, is the fact that I like trying new things. We all have things that we can make in our sleep. I can make ham and lentil soup. I can make pot roast. I can make a bunch of different things, and I can do it. I go to the store, don't need a shopping list, and I'm not that bright, but I can do it because I've worked it out that it's some of my go-to recipes. All right, so here's the hamburger. Time to put it into balls. All right, now I'm exhausted. So what we're gonna do now is put them in the oven for about 25 minutes at 450 degrees. But wait, there's one more thing, and I never saw this one coming. Check this out. beef broth. So just to put it on there, just like that. Most will evaporate, and the other will be absorbed in them, and that way they won't get dry. Or so they say. Remember, my meatballs suck. These gotta be better. All right, to the oven. Let's go. These actually look edible. Moving very slowly. They smell great. We'll put the other ones in there for now. All right, so once again, the reason I have done this is because my meatballs suck. This is a new recipe. I've never even thought of doing them in the oven. Now, if it works out, think about this. Let's say I'm going to use 4 tonight. I have a teenager. Let's say I use 3/4 of this pan tonight, and I have another pan in there, and what you do is if you want to save them, you take them like this, you put them in the freezer after they cool, you get them frozen, then you take them and you put them in a bag. I would zip, I would do the vacuum thing, but that's me. And then you have them anytime you need, you pull them out, you put spaghetti out and marinara sauce, and you're good to go. So, there's only one thing left, and that is to put these. It's Erin's face. And see how we've done. Let me go get her. Okay, let's go.
Babe, I'm really trying to get this post done.
Yeah. There's food involved.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't have had to drag me.
So you know how my meatballs suck?
No, they're okay.
Be honest.
That's like damning with faint praise, isn't it? They're edible?
No, actually, they're not. They stay in the refrigerator and no one eats them.
Yeah, when Jackie won't eat your meatballs, that's an issue.
This is the new version.
What is this called?
Huh?
What is it?
It's called meatballs.
Are they a special meatball? Do they have a name?
Todd's brand new, incredible Meatballs 2.0.
Well, okay then.
Go ahead. These were done in the oven.
They're not fatty, which is nice. That's a win.
That's a win.
A little bit crispy on the outside, really good. They're juicy.
Said fishy and juicy. What's that mean?
Juicy.
And fishy?
And crispy on the outside.
Oh, I got it now. Okay, there you go.
What are all the flavors? It's really good.
I know. It's not mine. I got it on the internet where all good foods and thoughts
You realize
come
this
from.
is where you lie and you say that it was a family recipe, right?
We're Scottish. We eat haggis.
That's really good.
Okay, good. Thanks. Thanks, babe. Right.
See, and no bad aftertaste.
Oh, no, there's a lot of garlic, trust me.
It just makes me love you more.
I was talking about you.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
It's about time California got in the groove.
About what?
Well, there's a bill online right now, and it looks like it's going to pass. Bill number 395. It did pass. Thank goodness.
Why? What's it about?
Well, when Erin and I would drive, and we'd go on trips together, driving, whether it was in our old beat-up RV or whatever, every once in a while, I would do this.
It was very
And
sweet.
Erin wouldn't fight it. She just, which meant there was roadkill.
Usually a very sad sight.
And I didn't want her to see it, and so I did that. And I was just being caring.
Now I do it to Zoe.
Exactly. Now, what the new law 395 is that you can stop, or if your car has hit an animal, you can take it home and barbecue it. Let that sink in.
Okay, when I was heavy duty into, animal rights and animal rescue, I was known for keeping a shovel so that I could pick up an animal off the road, like a dog or a cat, so I could take it to have it disposed of respectfully. But It has never once occurred to me in my life that I would stop and go, that could be dinner. Not once.
Do you know that that's an actual job, that they go around with a trailer and a thing, and
Isn't
they
that
pick
the
them up?
happiest job
This
ever?
only works with deer, elk, antelope, and wild pigs.
Do we have wild pigs?
No, but somewhere someone is hunting one down with a Buick.
Oh my God, that's horrible. How could you say that?
I have to tell you a story.
Oh, dear God.
I went to school in Maine, in the middle of nowhere, forestry wildlife management, and there was 350 kids, and we were the college boys. Farthest thing from college boys that I can think of, chainsaws smell like 2-cycle oil all the time from the chainsaws. Sexy. And so the warden, who was really mean, would call us on the dorm phone, and he started doing this after we got to know him, and he said, hey, down on Route 6, a deer just got hit. I want you to pick it up and take it to the Johnson's place. Where's the Johnson's place? It's the house that only is the foundation and is circled with straw bales. Which one, we would say? It's the one with the three...
This is rural Maine. There's no judgment. This is rural Maine.
3 broken down snowmobiles in the front yard. Which one? And so he'd eventually tell us. We'd go up and be very afraid, knock on the door and expect a 12 gauge. And the guy would come out in his underwear. And we said, Warden Smith told us to bring the deer down to you. And he was like, oh, good, hang on, get some pants. And he'd get pants and we'd drag it out and we'd hang it in his garage. And because he was poor. And he'd feed his kids.
Well, that, I guess if it's like almost an instantaneous thing, I can see the logic of, sure. I mean, why waste the food? It's just that I keep thinking, how fresh would any of that be? I just feel like...
I tell you what, if you accidentally, and it's all accidental, you hit an elk,
no one intentionally hits an elk.
It comes through the windshield, crushes the roof of your car. No, the only revenge you have is to eat that sucker. So
you know how much I'm going to pay in body work? You are steak for the next 6 weeks.
So
no, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, I just thought of another thing.
But are there? Okay, so here's the question I have about this law.
Yeah.
You probably could do this. You've been a hunter in the past. There are hunters. Yeah. How many of us in the real world, and this is groovy California, how many of us really go, I can do something with this deer. I can fix this elk right up into little white packaged packages. None of us.
But you might know someone.
Who?
Call them.
Really?
They come down.
How often does that happen?
It's a trade-off for a grill for a grill.
There you go. You got your bumper sticker right there.
There you go.
Congratulations.
All right, so in Bountiful.
Now, as we're speaking of wildlife.
Might as well continue on. There's a local story going on.
That's actually Cottonwood Heights.
Cottonwood Heights. And the Department of Wildlife Resources got a phone call. And they went, oh, what's going on? They first called the state. And they went, there's this big, ugly dog in my backyard. And they went, oh, what color is it?
Could be wild. You don't know.
White.
Might bite.
Might be a ravenous white dog. And
you never know if it's
the state goes out there and they go, okay, what's going on? There it is over there. And they went, oh, Department of Wildlife Resources? Yeah, you will come down to Cottonwood Heights for us? Bottom of Cottonwood Canyon, yeah. Yeah, big ugly dog. Yeah, with horns.
Oh, so it wouldn't be a dog.
All right. Okay. You hang up first. Oh, okay. All right, bye. So, Department of Wildlife Resources shows up. Statewide, there's about 1,900 mountain goats.
I've never even seen a mountain goat, and we're in the mountains all the time. We have mountain goats?
Mountain goats. If you have not ever seen a mountain goat...
Well, here's a picture from the Cottonwood Heights Police.
There you go. Mm-hmm. They eat lichen and mosses, and they'll eat them off trees, but usually live up closer to the tree line at like 13,000 feet.
That's some dainty nibbling.
And if you've never seen them, and I am not exaggerating, I'll turn it this way so you can see. This is the cliff. They hop around.
With those hooves.
On ledges. Say it again.
Hooves.
They bop around on ledges that are this wide. And they can turn around. And the babies are with them. It's amazing. So anyway.
So how does this goat end up in Cottonwood Heights if its clever little hooves can keep it on the cliffs?
Must have gotten confused a little bit. Maybe it's not the smartest goat in the pack. I don't know what you call a group of goats.
A pack.
A pack of goats. And so anyway, basically they just let it walk back up into the mountains.
Kind of just encouraged it with a general herding sort of.
Ooh.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, so the big
I've
white
never
goat.
seen one. That's more reassuring than the mountain lions we had last week, so that was good.
This is true. A plethora of animals.
Okay, speaking more of animals, tell me something good. This is pretty amazing. Shauna Richardson lives out in Harriman. She lives out by that gigantic Cove Pond.
Yeah.
Can you picture the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She was walking her dog, Haven. He's a nice big husky mix. They were running around and she had dropped the leash because he was chasing like a squirrel or a stick or whatever, huskies chase. And then she couldn't see him, and so she looked around and she raced over, and he was in the pond,
Right.
and it's half frozen over, and he's like eyes wide, and he's
what's he doing?
desperately trying to paddle. He's out in the
Right.
middle of the pond, and she's like, "Oh my God!" She says, before I wouldn't have understood it. She says, but I get it now. She says, you panic, and it's not. You don't think it's a reaction. So she said, I started going in, and she said, I laid out on the ice, and I got close, and I'm trying to grab her.
So she stayed on top of the ice?
And the ice
Because
cracked.
she's spread out.
And she fell into the water with her. It's 24 degrees, hypothermia sets in a minute. She goes, it takes your breath away. Your brain instantly becomes sluggish. And I get this because it's when I sat in the back of your truck during 100-degree weather because we wanted to show what happened if you left a child or a pet. I get it now because you think you're thinking, but you're not.
You got
thinking.
6 minutes to
and
be
so
warmer.
She's stuck in the middle of the pond with her husky, and they're both just sort of paddling, trying to keep afloat.
So far, this isn't happy.
Now, this is scary because she looks around and there is nobody. It's later in the evening, it's cold, there's nobody out there. And she says, out of nowhere, this guy is suddenly standing on the edge of the pond, and he wades out,
Like
and
this.
he reaches and he says, what is your name? And she said, Shauna. And he goes, Shauna, you're doing so good, you're helping me so much. He knew exactly what to say, exactly how to help her. He had a stick, he got her, he managed to pull her in along with the
Right,
dog, but he
right.
was so smart. He said, keep coming, you can do this, you can do this. And he was
Right.
smart because he kept his feet down at least where he knew he could walk.
Right.
And he got her back out, and here's what the next incredible thing. Out of nowhere, this woman drives up in her car, and she stops because she sees there's something happening. The guy
Right.
drags Shauna and the dog over,
It's hard to walk.
and the woman opens her back door, and he goes, can you get her in? Can you get her to the ER? And she
Right.
says, yes, I can do this. Now, this guy's wet from the waist down, so I'm kind of hoping his car is nearby. Woman takes off, takes Shauna and the dog to the ER. They get taken care of. But here's the thing, after giving just the bare information she knew about the incident,
Don't tell me.
the woman is driven away.
Yes.
The awesome man has jogged or walked or whatever he does. Hopefully he
Oh
can
my
get right
gosh.
away. She says, my whole job now, she goes, I want to find them. This was last Thursday night.
Right.
And she said, I want to know who these people were. I want to be able to thank them because they both just left. And you think about that. Then once again, it's those like angelic folks that don't wait around and go, you are so amazing.
Right.
They just kind of leave. And so she's like, if you have any information, anyone who might have been around there. She said, I think the guy was jogging. He had earbuds in. She says, I was so out of it. I don't even remember the make or the model of the woman's car. But she said, this is my new thing. She goes, I have to find those two people and thank them.
There you
So
go.
any idea, last Thursday near Harriman, near the pond in Harriman called Cove Pond, if you heard any stories from friends or anyone mentioned, oh, wow, please, oh, please, oh, please. She's dying to find out.
All right, let us know and we'll get that to her.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? I'd
All
be
right.
so happy.
So the Oscars last night, I am proud to say that I picked something out, and Erin was like, what?
I was impressed by that.
And we rewound it, and there it was again. Brad, right? Brad Cooper.
Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga,
I
of
call him
course.
Brad because we're a lot
You're
closer.
close, yeah.
And they were singing the song from...
Shallow, and of course it won Best Oscar, and it was from The Star Is Born, which is the big
Right,
remake.
right.
Bradley Cooper's one of the executive producers. Lady Gaga got nominated for Best Actress. He got nominated for Best Actor. Picture got nominated for Best
So-
Picture.
On the piano, Lady Gaga, Brad, sometimes I call him B, start singing the song. They sang it live, right? And they end up like this. Then they turn like this, smiling, and you're like, something's going on there.
Now,
And
he's got a wife, as I think. Now, I know that Lady Gaga had just broken up with her fiancé about 10 days ago.
yeah.
But it was
I'm
an
not
intense,
saying I'm not
it was
saying
an
anything.
intense
It was
look.
yeah.
It was,
And the internet went crazy.
it was the look of, wow. Well, here's the thing that was really cool. They got a standing ovation after the song. But during the commercial break, you usually go back, you get pictures taken or a quick thing, then you go back to your seats. As they were coming back to their seats during the commercial break, the crowd gave them another standing ovation, too. It's not heard
during
of.
the commercial.
Isn't that
No
incredible?
one else is going to see it except for that crowd. How cool is that?
I mean, that's how moved they all were by this. Yeah, it was an interesting night. One of the things that I thought was a lot of fun is I always automatically look since I've done this, but they have seat fillers. And basically these are people, it's like college students. If you think you're interested and you're going to be down near any one of these, there's also a website that you can sign up with it. It's called seatfillersandmore.com.
I don't understand what's wrong with an empty seat.
Seatfillersandmore.com. You want it to look pretty. You want it to look uniform. You want it to look
for
sold
the
out.
cameras, for the telecast.
Exactly. So when I did it, basically what they tell you is wear something neutralish, like a black. You don't wear glitter or anything that stands out, no sequins.
Right. So
you wear flat shoes because you're going to be standing a lot. Sometimes they'll do a wide shot of auditoriums and you can see a line of people along the side. Those are the seat fillers. So they're ready to go there, go there, go there.
Why are people leaving?
Well, they're going up to accept awards, or they're going up to present something, or to sing, or to do whatever else they're going to do.
Or pee.
Yeah, and so you have to be in there really fast to make sure.
See.
So it's basically, it's just musical chairs with famous people.
And what's the website again?
But it was funny. It's called Seat Fillers and More. But they were talking to a girl last night, and she really had fun. She was running around. She said there were about 600 of us. She said a couple of times, though, there were celebrities who didn't understand what she was doing. Like she'd slip into next to someone's wife, and she'd be like, "Are you taking my husband's seat? Get the hell out!"
He's winning an award.
And she's like, "No, and so, like a producer would have to go, she's supposed to.
It's okay. It's all right.
But she said it was hysterical.
funny.
She said Jimmy Kimmel's wife was incredibly nice. She said, I don't think John Oliver's wife understood who I was.
Got it, right.
Because she was trying to nudge me politely because she's British out of his seat.
How funny.
And so she had to explain it to her. But it's really fun. It's an interesting thing to do.
Quick question for
But
you.
I just remember how tired I was at the end of the night.
How did you like it without a host? No funny?
Do you remember the
Funniest-
endless thank you speeches from people you didn't care about? And I know I'm
Right.
being mean,
Yeah.
but they were all giggling and kind of pausing and simpering, and you're like, nobody
Get
cares.
off the stage.
And they had to play off like the first 5 award winners. Like, get off.
Funniest thing I saw was Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my gosh.
With the rabbits. Anyway,
When
we're
they
going to leave it.
yeah, they
in
presented
case you
best
didn't see it.
costuming.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. The Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Please like and share the show because we asked you nicely. Please.
It's beautiful when you put it like that, honey.
It is. It is nice.
And we have tons more University of Utah men's basketball tickets to give away this week. The last University of Utah women's gymnastics meet. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. You want a meatball?
Yeah, actually, I'd love a meatball. Thank you.
What was up with the face at first? Oh,
No, I was just thinking.
You were thinking about the other thing I made.